Hello and welcome, everyone. This is the Artist Interview Series. You may call me Pearson, and today we have Riyen Helg. How are you doing today, Riyen?
Good, good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Did you have breakfast this morning?
Barely. Yeah, I had a busy
Barely?
morning, so I just grabbed a Cliff Bar on the way out the door.
Okay. Um, I have a little icebreaker here. I actually thought of this, but I think I'm going to change it. I originally had an icebreaker that is right here. I wrote it down, and then I had a really silly question. But I'm going to ask the silly question. You don't have to answer it. Um, how long did it take you to grow your beard?
Oh, wow, that's a great question, and it's a lot than what you were expecting. I've waited my whole life to grow this beard. I I got hired on at a job where I had to shave every day
Oh,
when I was
really?
22. So this beard is about a year and 2 months old.
Wow. Wow. And you're
I'm
going to
very
keep
proud.
growing it?
Yeah, I don't think I'll never be clean shaven again. I don't think.
Yeah, I imagine it, if you were forced to shave, was that to be like, did you have to be clean shaven?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. Like very clean shaven.
no
It was
scrubbing?
more. I had to wear a respirator, in
Okay.
case of an emergency. So facial
Okay.
hair would have, you know, messed up the seal on the mask.
I get it. I get it. So Riyen, answer this question for me. What made you happy today?
What made me happy today? Uh, every day that I wake up and I am alive and breathing is a good day. But just being able to go out and do what I love, which is photography. We
Mhm.
are full-time photographers, my wife and I, and just being able to wake up and do that was enough in itself.
And give me the long version of how you segued into photography. Not the small version, not the medium version, the long version.
All right, this will take up most of the interview. No,
We have all the time in the world, unless I
no.
get kicked off.
Let's see. Met my wife Tiffany. She is here, but she's downstairs with the kiddos, so I'll just tell it on her behalf.
Okay.
Um, when I met her, she was into photography. Actually, I think it was MySpace. I saw some of her work, and it was selfies, and her and her friend were playing around. But I knew that she had an eye for photography, and I wasn't into photography much at that time, but I've always been into any art form. Um, After we met, she come to find out her dad had passed her on a bunch of film camera, and it was just a hobby of hers. Well, she had an eye for it, and I always pushed her into doing photography more. And I was in the oil field. I was in the oil business when we met, and that was a career job and something that was kind of just what I thought that I wanted to be doing at that time, and nothing that I regret. But it was just a time that you know. Anyways, we'll go on back to the photography. So skip some years down the road. I'm always out kayaking, always in the swamp, always hunting and things like that. So I would steal her cameras on the way out the door and just piddle around with it myself. And that's where the name Stinky Mud Photography comes from,
Mhm.
because it actually does stink out there sometimes. And that's just an honest name of where Stinky Mud Photography comes from. So the more I'm pushing her to do photography, and she's doing sessions, family portraits and newborn sessions and things like that over the course of the years, I said, why not make this an official business? So 2 years ago, we made it official, and I really started to get more involved with helping her out with weddings and things like that, and had a couple of people notice my swamp and nature scenes and asked to buy prints. So we found a print lab, and that's how that got started. And then after, I guess, about a year into it, we decided to just pursue it full time. And a year and 2 months ago, as discussed, I quit my job at the oil refinery, and that's what we do now. We do photography full time and real estate. We do real estate as well.
What kind of real
Which
estate?
goes on to the next thing. We do service stuff too. It's not just art. So we do marketing, photography, and videography, and real estate photography, videography.
What does real estate photography entail?
It's more of a machine more than an art form. There's certain things that it's mechanical, very mechanical. It's I hate to say it this way, but almost anybody can do it. And
Oh no.
you gotta have, yeah, you just gotta know kind of where to set the camera up, your settings on the camera, and press the button and move on to the next shot. And it's simple, but it is fun still. You can get creative with it. You know, if you get the typical shots that sells the home, and then you can kind of be artsy with it too if you know what you're doing. And I think that's what makes you successful or not as a real estate photographer.
So what kind of artsy stuff have you done with real estate photography?
Any home that's currently or that's presently lived in, no, not an empty home, that's still decorated with decor and all, or anything that's custom built. You have an opportunity to just switch over from that wide angle typical shot to, you know, like an 85 millimeter or something, and get the bokeh with a nice fireplace shot or something like that. Get creative with it.
So tell me more about this this jump, this leap of faith, right?
Okay. Yeah,
from your job that you had. From my understanding, it was a very well-paying job, yes?
Yeah, it was.
And you took a giant leap. You said, "I don't want this job. I want to be happy. I want to take photos, and the rest is up to you."
That's right. A lot of people call me crazy for quitting the job that I had. It's not an easy job to get. There's an associate's degree that's involved with it, and it's a high paying job, a 6-figure job, and you got the 401k, the health insurance. It's very secure, and just almost the American dream job.
Yeah.
But so that brings me back to years and years of what I thought was just severe depression, just a lot of mental things that dealing with on the inside, never feeling like I was myself or my full potential. Go back to that word machine. I just kind of felt like I was in the system, part of the system, just doing the thing. But the depression got so bad, and the anxiety, that I ended up I'll just go full vulnerable right here, full on. This isn't something that I normally talk about, but it's a great window and a great opportunity for to expose all this. But the depression got so bad, and I ended up going to therapy thinking that something was mentally wrong with me. And then the therapy asked how often that I have an alcoholic drink, and that was something that I didn't really talk too much about. Not many people knew, but it was very often.
Yeah.
And after him digging deep, it was he was like, "What would you consider AA?" And I was like, "No, that's not who I am." But I didn't think I needed it. But you know, I was like, if you think alcohol is causing this, then for sure I'll just quit. You know, after 15 years of heavy drinking, working, the job that I had was a shift working job. So nights, days, and then, you know, Monday, Tuesday I work, Wednesday, Thursday off. It was a rotating shift. So when I was off, I was self-medicating with alcohol. So I just quit cold turkey. I stopped. And that was really when the photography started to pick up. One of the things that he had told me and kind of stamped into my head was, just living in the moment. And I was having anxiety about not drinking during parties or during certain events, or just on my days off. Like, I just didn't know how to do anything other than drink on my days off. So I was a functioning alcoholic. I only drank on my days off. But just him saying that, you don't need to dwell so much on the past, or don't fret about the future. You only have to worry about the now. The now is the only thing that matters, and it's the only thing that's real, because the past is non-existent and the future is non-existent. So with him saying that, it just kind of it helped me get through with what I was going through, number one. And number two, I was already kind of taking pictures, but as I started taking pictures after I quit drinking and sobering up, and just being myself, being the real me, it was super awesome to know that these moments in time that I was capturing was exactly what he was saying. And being able to look back on these moments as I would take the picture as a memory. And then that to me was just super cool. And that's how I really became connected with photography and doing this as full-time gig.
Was it like when you went cold turkey, was there like any residual things that happened? I hear that some people, that they have the shakes, or they have
Yeah,
some sort of reaction. Was there like, did you feel awful for a while?
I did. But it was more of I wasn't an alcoholic in a way that I depended on alcohol.
Okay.
It was more of a habit formed that I was used to.
Okay.
I was a functioning alcoholic. I have 3 children, and I chose never to drink and drive with them in the car.
Mhm.
I always made it to work. Never missed a day of work in the 12 and a half, 13 and a half years that I was there because of alcohol. It wasn't anything like that, but the mental part of I'm off and I'm sitting here at night not drinking was a struggle for a long time. And the effects of it, you can ask my wife. We struggled for a while there. It was a long recovery, but the part of not drinking again, I got so mad at alcohol that I don't ever really want to see it again. I'm around it sometimes with some friends and it doesn't bother me, but for my own personal use, it's something that was a light switch for me.
Hmm. And was like a veil lifted off after
Yeah, it
you
was a bit of a
realized?
spiritual awakening, really. I mean, I just can't believe um, that I was at a plateau for so long in life. Like, I had this career job, income, just felt like for a long time, especially from other people's point of view, that I was living to the highest of my potential. And
Yeah.
yeah, so when the alcohol was gone and I was able to concentrate more on my family, my kids, and then what I wanted to do for a living, while I have this opportunity here, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, really is what it is. Yeah, it's definitely like a veil being lifted.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you stated, you from an outside perspective, your friends or like colleagues, or what say you, uh, saw you with a very well paid job, and then you're like, listen, uh, my sanity is more valuable than my paycheck, right?
Right.
And you're like, I'm not happy, and so I need to get out of here, something like that.
Pretty much spot on. And then and in my life, it's God, and then family, and then
Yeah.
myself, and then you put it in that order, and then the rest kind of follows.
Do you keep this is a thing that I've been listening to and hearing, but like a blessings journal, or a thankful journal, or like a journal that you write things down, to be happy for, or do you in the morning or during the day, as you said, you're in the moment. Do you take a moment to appreciate what's around you? You know,
I kind of feel like I do that consistently, nonstop, mentally, but I'm terrible
it's
about
like a
writing
habit.
things down. Yeah,
It's like a habit.
it is a habit, and that's a great way to put it. That's actually a great word because um, we all have the same amount of time in a day if you believe in time, and there's a lot of times where people will say, I don't know where you get the time to do this, or like I've been guilty of saying it too. Like you see people that just work out consistently and they're in great shape, and like, well, I don't have the time for that. Well, you do have the time for that. It's just all about your priorities. So for a long time, my priority was I hate to say it like this, but the alcohol was a priority. So now that that's gone, it's made up so much more time in a day that I'm able to do different priorities, and then those priorities are pretty much bases who you are as a individual.
And you said your priorities were God, family, and yourself. Is that right? Or was
That's
that?
that's in order. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. So you're doing. Tell me if I destroy this word. The welcome to Ponca. I already destroyed it.
I'm not going to tell you what it is either. This is going to be great.
Oh man, no! I'm gonna destroy the word. Punkatula, Punkatula series, and you're going around and you're promoting businesses in the area, you know, and I know like from my understanding, you where you live is very important to you, or at least I get that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? And your area that you live in, Punkatula, or at least maybe you're near it. I don't know, or maybe you want to help out the businesses there.
Yeah.
So break that down a little bit more.
Okay. Um, it's Ponchatoula.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
close.
Uh,
It's yeah. It sounds exactly like it looks, but it's just one of those words that nobody can get right on the first try, anyways. Um, I'm born and raised in Ponchatoula. It is a small town in Louisiana, about 45 minutes north of New Orleans. So if you ever look at Louisiana map, there's New Orleans, and then there's a lake, and then we're right above the lake, Ponchatoula, known for antiques and strawberries. And if you're anywhere from this area, Ponchatoula is known for that. The Strawberry Festival and antiques. I was born and raised here, and it's a small town that just kind of everybody knows everybody, and the businesses that were here, the mom and pop shops, are just staples of our area. When I was a kid, I lived close to downtown Ponchatoula, if that's what you want to call it. It's just a strip of next to the railroad tracks of some antique stores and knickknack shops and boutiques and things like that. And as kids, we would ride our bikes to the stores and visit all of them, grab a Coke, and just it was just a safe place to be. Everybody knew everybody, and even though I was out riding my bike so far away from home, somebody had their eyes on me at all times. Just nothing would ever happen to anybody in Ponchatoula, is the way it seemed bad. But anyways, now that I'm grown and I'm still living here and raising my own family in Ponchatoula, it now that a big part of me is giving back and helping. I like to do that kind of stuff, and I'm in a situation now that I don't have that full-time job getting in the way, that I can give back. So I joined the Ponchatoula Chamber of Commerce, and I think that terminology is kind of universal. Every town, city has a chamber. But I joined the Ponchatoula Chamber of Commerce, and we just help the businesses in in the area, any way that we can, with promoting, putting on events, things like that. And they never had, from my understanding, a photographer or videographer on the board before. So being that I'm able to be on the chamber full time and help out, me and the other members came up with this idea to do some videos, especially right now with COVID-19 going on. Things are slowing down for businesses and mom and pop shops. So we're trying to give them all the help we can. So we thought of these videos. It's Welcome to Punchtoula, and then each one gets a minute of video time to kind of showcase what they're doing and why people should shop with them rather than one of the big chain stores down the road. And just kind of keeping business local and helping them guys out.
Do you feel that you're making an impact?
I feel like, yeah, I don't. The only thing that I really have to go off of is word of mouth, and yeah, the Facebook videos get views and things like that. But it's more about, we do these videos in sessions. I got to work them in around my photography and videography schedule to go in and do these for the chamber. And this is today, actually, I was on them all day, and then this was the third set that we've done so far. And this third set was kind of eye-opening for me, hearing feedback from everybody and kind of being excited about it because they've seen the other videos and now they're having the chance to get their video done. I think we have over 300 members, and I've only done 30 videos, so this is
quite a bit to do.
An ongoing thing. It's indefinite, and I'm happy to be doing it.
What are some businesses that you enjoyed working with?
Man, got to find out who's watching.
Oh no! I love them all, everyone. There was nothing wrong with any of the people from the Chamber of Commerce. I was doing really good. They were all nice. Sally was great. Jim, you're wonderful. Keith, love you to bits.
Yeah.
No. Which ones did you have? I guess maybe let's rephrase it. Which ones did you have like the most fun doing, or were exciting to you? Maybe they're in a location that you were like, I can really make this work. Maybe there's something going on.
For different reasons. Yeah, for different. Oh, God, sorry, I interrupted you.
I'm done.
For different reasons, certain ones were fun to do. They had. Should I call the businesses out by name?
If you want, you can do a shout out.
CJ's Antiques. It's I forget how many square foot he has of just stuff everywhere. It was so hard to go in there and do a 1-minute video because I really wanted to do a full documentary on this individual that owns it and his place. It is just amazing. And then today I did a male barbershop, a groom's shop or whatever. And the lighting in there was super cool. Like I told the guy, I was like, man, I'm going to have to use your place just to do some photo shoots and stuff one day. He just had really cool lights everywhere. So that was a fun one. I really can't wait to get on that edit. It's going to be super awesome.
What made the lights so good? Like what was the lights like?
Well, he had the place was kind of like the walls were darker and everything was kind of accented in a gold paint. Okay. And then since he's a barber, he had the circle lights, LED circle lights that you see for makeup artists and all. He had those in all of his booths because I filmed him cut this guy's hair and he was just using a straight razor, like just like the really cool and getting really close, lining the guy out and everything, and the light shining on it just created some really cool effects. It's going to be a really nice video. And then I guess some of the little cafes and restaurants in the city that I've ate at my entire life. It was kind of really cool to go in there and after eating in these places my whole entire life, making a video for them and giving back. So some of the little cafes and restaurants were fun to do. They were all cool. They were all fun.
What's a hidden gem, like a hidden restaurant that is oh my gosh, Ponchatoula.
Ponchatoula.
Hidden gems that are in Ponchatoula.
Everybody's gonna point you if you're coming to visit and you ask a local where to go to eat. They're gonna point you to Paul's Cafe.
Paul's Cafe. What makes it so good? What makes it so remarkable? Landmark.
The location, the building, and the staff. It's a guy, and he has. If any of them are watching this, they're gonna laugh. I don't know. It seems like he has 25 daughters. He has a slew of daughters, and they run the place. And I think one of his daughters actually owns it now, and it was turned over to her. It's just family owned. You're gonna go there. If you finish your food, he comes around and asks if you want a second help, and it's just like really down to earth Southern food. You got po' boys and red beans and rice, and just Southern dishes. They serve breakfast, and then they're closed after lunch. Like it's just breakfast and lunch, and just a really neat spot to go.
Now, do they serve burgers?
Yeah, they serve burgers.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are Paul's burgers?
We'll go with they're not known for their burgers.
What are they known for?
I like the red beans and rice.
Red beans and rice?
And fried catfish is really good.
Fried cat. Would it be fresh? Because
yeah, we're right next to that lake, so everything's coming out.
Do they catch it right next there, and some dude with a bucket full of fish is delivering it? Or
fishing is really popular. Shrimp. Whenever I say fishing, I mean for crawfish, crab, shrimp, lots of different kinds of fish. Fishing is very popular in our area, so you'll have a lot of commercial fishermen that do this for a living, and they just fish, and then they wholesale to all the restaurants around here. So everything's pretty much local when you eat here.
So you get really like delicious, fresh seafood.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny if I were on my mobile device right now instead of this laptop, I could actually take you outside and show you where I can get some seafood from in my yard. It's like
you can just walk over there.
There's an alligator in my front yard in the pond right now. I'm not.
Wow. Like, how often do you see alligators in your front yard?
Often.
Does it concern you?
If it does, there's wildlife and fisheries we can call, and it's considered a nuisance animal. They'll come take care of it.
And they're really quick to kind of rate.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you say this one's aggressive and it's chasing the dogs or the kids or something like that.
Has that ever happened, or have you had anyone? Have you heard that, like, stories of that happening from your neighbors or family?
I've seen the alligators chase the dogs, but never any of the kids around here. But whenever they chase the dogs, we're pretty quick on it. They will have the wildlife and fisheries come take care of it right away.
That's very interesting. What else, Ryan? Tell us more.
Okay.
You can talk about your photography. You could talk about hobbies outside of the photography. Like, what are your interests outside of the whole business of taking photos? You know, it could be that if you like.
I guess because the photography is what we based our life around. That's a lot of what we do. My wife and I both do it, and but we're also very, very close as a family. It's me, my wife, and our 3 children. Excuse me, and we do everything as a family together. And we just recently bought a camper, so we like to do a lot of traveling and camping and things like that. any chance we get to spend in nature, kayaking and taking a ride on the boat or things like that is what we enjoy to do. 4-wheeler riding.
4-wheeler riding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of trail
Do you have
riding.
one? You have
Yeah.
a couple?
I have a couple.
What kind do you have? Like, I don't know anything about 4-wheelers.
You don't know anything about
I
4-wheelers?
don't know anything. Like they have 4 wheels, and you accelerate on them at a high velocity,
That's
and they can tip over sometimes.
that's about it. Yeah. We're a Honda family, so I have a Honda 500 Foreman. It's more like a trail riding. I don't do the racing stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then my son has a little Honda 90 that he can follow me on.
How many like brands of like 4-wheelers are there?
Oh man, there's a few popular ones. There's Honda, Yamaha, and Kawasaki. I think are the ones that you're gonna come across mostly.
So, Ryan, how do you usually start your day?
There's not a usual way to start a day for
Yeah.
me. I don't. I guess because I was in routine for so long, we kind of just play it by ear. We decided to homeschool. 2 years. This is our second year starting. We just started our second year of homeschooling with our kids. We work for ourselves now, so we don't set alarms at our house. We kind of just all wake up when we wake up, and very seldom do I set an alarm. If I have an early job or I have to travel or something like that for a job, I'll set alarm if necessary. But most of the time we wake up and just kind of lounge around until it's time to go do a photo shoot or something like that. I'm real big on my yard upkeep, and we have several acres, so I like to keep the grass cut and things like that. Yeah, there's not really a usual routine for us.
Not even with uh, photography deadlines and stuff like that. That doesn't
Yeah, I mean,
outside.
yeah, but it changes week to
Yeah.
week. A lot of our jobs are kind of like, hey, I need you tomorrow. So we just,
Okay.
all right, look at the calendar. I'm not available tomorrow, but we can do Thursday. And it just kind of goes like that. It's pretty laid back, and it's just working right now. I don't know. It just seems to be working.
So not even a schedule for like the homeschooling. Do you have like a specific time that you would get with your kids and do lessons? How does that work?
Yeah, when they wake up, yeah, I think a big part of kids today is life, depending on the parents, is our electronics. So we have screen time and things like that. That would be probably one of the only time scheduling things that we have. Schoolwork comes first. We allow them to get up whenever they want to, and they eat breakfast first. And breakfast is normally like a Pop-Tart, or my daughter likes toast.
Toast?
Toast and butter. And my oldest son is a genius. I don't know where he gets it from, but he's pretty much his own teacher. He's 9 years old. So he gets up, he knows his lesson plan, and he pretty much just takes care of it. Everything is online learning, except for like our family field trips that we take, and then piano and things like that. He's kind of teaching himself to play piano. And my daughter is 5, so this is her first year officially doing school. She just started kindergarten. And then our youngest is 3, so he's not anywhere near ready for that. He just kind of bugs the other ones while they're doing school.
Get away! Get away!
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What's the last? You said you go on like little field trips. What's the last trip that you all went to, like on a together as a family?
LSU, Louisiana State University, LSU here in Baton Rouge. They have botanical gardens. So And this is what I say, we mix a lot of our photography in with our everyday life. I don't ever leave home without my camera, but we had to go to LSU. We didn't have to. We chose to go to LSU Botanical Gardens in Baton Rouge the other day for their sunflowers to do back to school pictures for the kids.
Oh,
But
that's
there's
cool.
so much to do there. There was so much learning because there's flowers and then there's insects and butterflies flying all over. So if we didn't recognize something, then we're looking it up to see what it was. Um, and there's a playground, and the playground is kind of based around learning. So they had different herbs and things planted around the playground, and so that would be an example of a field trip, and then slash photography session, because then we used our kids' pictures to promote sunflower sessions.
What's sunflower sessions?
Like family portraits, or the sunflower fields are really popular here, and people like to take pictures. There's not a whole lot of things going on in Louisiana for backdrops. It's real flat here. There's a lot of green at this time of the year. So a botanical garden full of sunflowers and wildflowers and things like that is really popular with family photo sessions and things like that.
Do you think the yellow from all the sunflowers bounces more light and creates interesting effects on the subject matter that you're taking a photo of?
It was my first time photographing sunflowers when we went, and I was going around with my macro lens trying to get flower shots while Tiffany was photographing the kids. So, but as far as absorbing or bouncing light, the sun was so harsh that day they were actually almost transparent. The sunflowers.
Really?
Yeah, the light just went right through them, depending on the exposure that we had our camera set to. But a lot of them came out super thin.
And was that disappointing? Did you want to see the?
Actually, it really gave a cool effect to it.
Oh, really?
I thought so. We got a couple of cool printable sunflowers that are now on my store, online store. So.
So you have some photos hanging out in the background there. Do you want to pick one out and show it to the viewers? Talk about one?
Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. The lighting here is not the best. Can we see that?
Yeah, I can see it. The pixelation on my screen though is kind of getting. I don't know if the internet's kind of weighed in here, but I can see it. Hopefully, it'll fix itself when it uploads on the live stream afterwards.
I grabbed a couple of pieces off of our walls. This is one we have hanging in our living room that I took on the lake I was telling you about earlier. There's actually two lakes south of us, between us and New Orleans. There's Lake Maurepas and Lake Pontchartrain, and then there's what they call South Pass that connects the two lakes. I was in South Pass on a morning before the sun came up in my Piro. Familiar with a Piro?
What's a Piro?
It's like a kayak, but it's all fiberglass and sits a lot lower in the water.
You were in the water when you took this?
Yeah. I do lots of photography out of the boat.
So that in the water, taking extreme photography.
That's what I do.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I don't have trouble sleeping most days, but this photo is called Rejoice. It means a lot to me because it was kind of right whenever I was taking that leap from the career job of being comfortable into a discomfort, and I couldn't sleep. One morning I woke up, it was around 3:30 a.m., still dark outside, and I just couldn't make myself go back to sleep. And it's just so rare for me. And I felt like it was God telling me, go out, get your Piro in the truck, go to South Pass, and launch your boat. And I didn't know why. I just kind of listened and did it. And I'd never been on South Pass in a Piro. Normally you see big boats out there, but I did it. And when the sun came up that morning, I knew why instantly. And that's why this one's called Rejoice. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Yeah, there's so many reflections and things in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's
one of our favorite images.
That's pretty cool. Like in a sense that you woke up, you're irritated, maybe you're stressed out, maybe, and then you did an action that you've never done, and
the pitch dark.
Yeah, like would that be like super random for you to like? I can't sleep. I wake up. Let's go to Napira out of nowhere.
Yeah, not really. No, I guess not.
No, you just don't really do that anyways.
I mean,
when's the last time you've been in Napira?
That's probably been about 6 or 7 days now. We had some bad weather.
Oh wow! So that's you go out in the on the water often, yeah?
Yeah, there's like if I could show you outside, I have water access here, so
oh wow,
I can just leave from here in my boat.
You just like I'm gone, bye.
Yeah, it's my therapy.
So do you do a lot of your photography on water?
I do probably a good 80% of my art photography on the water behind my house.
On the water. Aren't you worried? Like, do you have a thing to hold your camera? I'd be worried to drop it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are, and that's why they're not going to get these shots.
All right.
That's my theory.
Probably, yeah. You had there was a photo behind you that had that like splash effect.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Talk about that one.
That was that's my free giveaway this month, or this week, I guess you could say. It's good.
You can go closer if you like. So the image I saw was actually really cool because it's like all the water's cascading, right? And the sunlight, the is it sundown or sunrise?
This one is sunset.
Sunset. And so the sunset, all the light is causing that halation effect going through the water, right? Yeah. And you got all those little water particulates, maybe even a little bit of sand. I don't know.
So on the west side of Lake Maurepas, right at the tip of that South Pass I was talking about, you can drive to this spot. It's underneath our interstate system here is raised because it's going through the swamp. So this is Interstate 55, and it's just everybody's familiar with I-55. That's how we get back and forth from Ponchatoula to New Orleans. This is the bridge that you can see. We're underneath it. Well, there's a road that goes beside the interstate, almost underneath it, that you can drive and get to this spot. They throw out big, huge chunks of broken concrete along the shore to prevent erosion. And the lake was a little rough this day, so the water was coming in, the wake was coming in and splashing against the rocks. And I noticed that at sunset, every time it would splash, the colors were changing, the droplets were different formations. So I think I ended up taking probably close to 30 different shots like this. And then that night we got home and put it on the big screen at our house, and me and my oldest son looked through them all, and we picked out this one, and it's really hard to see on. I think it's my computer. This image looks really dark the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that when I'm looking at it, but the water droplet formation almost looks like a T-Rex with its hands formed like that. And it's really strange looking, but we chose that one as one of the ones to go into the print store for that reason, just because it looks like some kind of dinosaur formation.
Did you see the formation, or did your little boy see it?
We both saw it. I called it a rhino, and he called it a T-Rex.
Okay. Okay. And what's this called? What's the title?
Dancing Droplets.
Dancing Droplets, huh?
It's actually Dancing Droplets 1, and then there's a Dancing Droplets 2. We picked out 2 because we couldn't decide which one looked better. But they're completely different. Even the colors in the background are different because it was at a different time of the day. You know, when the sun's setting, it goes down so fast, everything's just changing.
Oh yeah, it's real fast. You notice it more when it's setting against water.
It seems that way, yeah.
Like I recently discovered that when I was in Michigan. I was like, the sun setting's really fast. I didn't know. then again, where I'm at. I don't notice sun setting as much as other people. I guess I don't really go outside and check out the sunset. Probably because I don't have a cool lake or mass of water nearby to kind of really see these cool colors that are forming, you know. And so that might be an aspect of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to this print, this is the free giveaway this month for the website, and you know, if you go on to the website and click on the free giveaway tab, you can enter to win this, and the deadline is tomorrow. If anybody's interested in having this piece hang at their house, they can enter to win this.
And if you look at the website, it'll show you that the color clarity that you're not seeing.
Right. Yeah. I think this might be the image of the that you chose as the invite for the. I don't know how many people have came across and seen that, but
yeah, I think it's somewhere.
Yeah,
it's somewhere. Ryan, anything else you'd like to add? Anything that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I guess we're. I don't have much else to say.
No. You did say you did mention that you're very shy with the talking. I think you did a really good job.
Thank you. I'm working on that. I would like to be better with speaking.
Well, you're doing a great job, and you're helping me at it because I'm actually this is a skill that I'm seeking as well. Ryan, I want to ask one more question. If you do, like, it could be, this is like a two-parter, I guess, or you can choose to answer one and not the other because they're kind of like the same. So if you could go back in time, what would you do differently? That's one. You can answer that one if you like, or you can answer this one, which is what are some pointers or some advice that you can give or bestow to someone either younger, older, same age as you, that is a kernel of wisdom that you think to be a truth, a universal truth that will help them in life?
Okay. Yep. So the first part can go with the second part easily. I wouldn't change a thing about anything that I've ever done in my life, the good or the bad. And it seems like that's kind of a common answer, but I really mean that. You know, every path that I've taken has gotten me exactly where I'm at today. Even though there was a lot of bad times, I'm super happy with the outcome today. And if I had any advice to give to anybody at all, young or old, and this isn't just to do with career or relationship or anything, but in general, always be yourself. And that also sounds so cliche. Like it just seems like that's something that everybody would say, but I really mean that. For such a long time, I wasn't able to be myself because of the situation that I was in with this. I was always trying to create an image that wasn't me. So ever since I've been fully myself and fully who I want to be, I've never been happier. So if you can always remember to just be yourself, if you're afraid of someone not liking you or not liking you for who you are, then it doesn't matter. That person wouldn't belong in your life anyways. Just always be yourself and always live in the moment. Like I explained earlier, it's not really about the past or the future, but more about what are you doing right now is most important.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Riyen, where can we find you? Like, I have some links, but feel free to like drop them out right now. Like, where you like Instagram, Facebook, website. Where can people find you?
My name is very easy to remember. Stinky Mud Photography. There's no tricks to it. There's no two D's or anything. It's exactly how it's spelled. Stinky Mud Photography. If you look that up on Instagram or Facebook, you're probably not going to find two Stinky Muds. That's such a strange name. That's one of the reasons I chose it. So if you find Stinky Mud Photography, that's me, no doubt. And I have Facebook and Instagram. I think the Instagram has the underscores in between Stinky and Mud. And then the website, www.stinkymudphotography.com.
Awesome. Riyen, I just want to say I really appreciate all the conversations we had prior, being in contact with me, trying to get this, you know, facilitated, kind of get this rolling, and really appreciate your time. And I learned a lot, and I want to say thank you. And I wish you all the best, and let's keep in touch, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I think it's a really good thing for us artists. And I really, really enjoyed. If there's anything I can do to ever help you out, you let me know.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the future. All right, Riyen, take care.
All right, man. Thanks.